Cool.
Oh, God. Yeah, right, dude? It's bad. It's really bad. It's the worst in the morning for me, and I try to take Zyrtec. It helps within like an hour or so, but for now I gotta struggle.
I
All
don't
right,
get
so
allergies. Supreme
yeah,
PM.
bad stuff, dude. It's no good. Are you recording?
Yeah. All right, so we're good. We're recording. I think we got most people back on.
Okay, for the most part. 35, cool. Yeah. So I'll start off back with DXY. Just a quick recap. Um, Again, super bullish, guys. This is all speculation driven. This is due to dollar shortage and people kind of panic holding the dollar, and it was completely overvalued. And then here's a correction, right? It pulled back to the 61.8, as well as this monthly level. So this was a big confluence area where we thought, hey, we could see a potential reversal from this level, and it looks like we're getting a bit of that. It is a retracement for this move, for this push, and we could definitely see the DXY continue to push lower, especially since we have so much potential negative news in the next few weeks as this coronavirus develops. So again, we're just gonna monitor price action and keep the fundamental factors in the back of our head and kind of stay up to date with everything that's happening as it develops. So that's DXY. Just from a fundamental standpoint, it's not looking so hot. So let's just keep moving along. Again, we'll cover AU again, right? Definitely looking bearish. It's a bit of a retracement to the 61.8. We're looking like an evening star is happening here on the daily, which is a great sign, right? We could see the start of this transition on a 4-hour. Love to see a break below this structure level, this blue zone here, right around 0.60 or 0.6070 area. Want to see it break below, retest it for a lower high with confirmed bearish setups, then we could target lower down to the bottom of this, towards this monthly level, down 0.58. So this is almost 300, or it is 300 pips on this, even potentially lower if this trend continues, the overall trend, right? See how bearish this is, and this is that 4-hour bullish trend. This is the retracement. This is going to play out to be a really good trade when we see this break, and we'll obviously be posting some analyses and trade setups as this develops in our Discord channel. So, right, this nice steady trend here. This is going to be a clear sign once you see this break, followed by a retest, and then those bearish setups, as we've said.
Yo,
That's
my dude's got the bridge behind him. What's good, bro?
who does? Are you guys? Or somebody else?
Somebody
Hey,
else.
he's there with you, man.
He's there with me.
You guys are chilling out there.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Next, we got AJ, which is, again, it was looking pretty bullish on these lower time frames, right? I was waiting for this little pattern to break, this resistance level to break, and it did, but it only shot up about 50 pips, 50, 60 pips. It didn't exactly fill this range as we expected it to. Instead, we saw a double top formation, and then price fell off sharply. Now, this happened overnight. Now we're back within this new range, and we're waiting for, two options. Either this is a true break back into this range, in which case, we should see some sort of little retracement on a lower time frame level, right? Retracement to the zone, followed by bearish setups, and then we could short to fill this range. And again, this is AJ, so this is going to be a lot of pips, right? Under 20 for this range, 125. Definitely a really good setup if we get that lower high. We'll have a tight stop loss, good risk to reward, and this could be a great play right here. So that's one potential way this could play. It's looking that way right now, for sure. And this would actually line up pretty well because if AUD depreciates, this will line up pretty well with AUD USD, both giving us good potential short opportunities for this week. So that's pretty cool. Looking good so far. Let's zoom out. See what else I got. Yeah, so EU kind of reversed. We're looking like a little bit of a head and shoulders here, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We could see it break the support level, and then we'll target lower. Here's the daily look, right? But again, like because the USD, this is so fundamentally driven. This is actually inverse to how DXY is moving. So, we could see consolidation in this range for a little bit longer before a true push to either upside or downside happens. And then I wanted to cover gold because this one's setting up to be something really nice. Right? Remember, as we said, we want to see a clear pullback good formation of structure before going long on gold, because right now there is a lot of it is a safe haven commodity, and there's a lot of uncertainty in other fiat currencies around the globe. So people are really turning toward gold, and this would be a great long opportunity if we saw this 38.2 tested with some strong bullish setups. We could target higher towards our 1675 area, and this would be one of the greatest trades we've seen in a while on gold. So really excited for this once this plays out, and I actually have a lot of confidence that this is going to play out exactly like this. So that's pretty much all I have for close setups. I mean, oil is still very, very bearish, right? We're getting on the lower high formation now. We could see a test back up to here before a short.
Yep.
But again, oil is so uncertain right now because of everything that's going on.
It was a pretty good setup, though.
Yeah, it was. But, I mean, long term, I do think oil is going to rebound. But as of right now, it's a kind of a stalemate between negotiations. I know Trump is trying to get a hold of Putin and kind of discuss oil prices, and it's just no one's really working together in the oil industry right now. So we're just seeing more negative news pile on top of more negative news, and then less cars are on the road. Oil demand is down. Everyone's self-quarantining, so no one's really going out. So it's not looking good for oil right now. And until we hear any positive news or trade negotiations, we are bearish as hell on oil.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that goes alongside with CAD, because it is, the Canadian dollar is the most influenced by oil. So, that kind of goes hand in hand with it. So just be aware of that, guys. Kind of connect the dots.
You want to turn on your video?
WTI. Yeah, no, I was wiping my nose. I didn't want it to be a.
So what did you go over? Just a little bit of a recap.
Yeah, so I just, I covered DXY, gave you guys the general sentiment of what we could expect. Went over AU, AJ, and then gold. And I covered EU a little bit too. I could cover EJ, but this is just, again, not looking too good, looking pretty bearish. I did expect a pop-up between this range, but it fell back in. So now we're just seeing some consolidation back within this range around this weekly level. Right, let's go to the daily and get a better perspective. Yeah, so it's choppy as hell, guys. Very, very choppy. This honestly looks like a daily inverse head and shoulders, right? This would be the shoulder. This would be the head. Here's the other shoulder formation. This would be the neckline up here. But again, this is just, the volume is unbelievable. So I wouldn't even, this head range is 300 pips. So I wouldn't even consider this a valid one. We need normal market conditions to kind of resume before we can take some better opportunities on some of these pairs here. But
Cool.
this is looking. I mean, this
All right, so I'm gonna share up. I'm gonna go with. So we're gonna go over some of the major pairs now.
Yeah.
Let's go here. We're gonna hop on. Boom, boom, boom. And at the end, we'll cover, some news. I know someone said the Dow. Personally, we don't really look at that, but we can maybe take a look. Euro GBP, we don't really look at that. Did you go over Euro USD?
Yeah, I covered it lightly. You can cover it if you want to.
Yeah, I don't have much analysis on that. Yeah. All right, let's start off. As always, we're gonna start off on NU. We're gonna start off on the higher time frames. We have this weekly level of support, weekly key level. What is that based on? If we go back, again, we're just plotting our key levels. That's, the main thing that we'll do first. This key level is just based on resistance, support, a lot of indecision around this level previously. Down on this, let's go down to the weekly time frame. So down on this weekly time frame, resistance, resistance, support, 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 resistance. So just plotting our key levels, plotting our key level. Last week closed, bullish engulfing. Which is definitely significant. Definitely a lot of buyers and sellers at the end of last week. At the same time, USD is looking a little bit strong this week. So as we always do, weekly time frame, weekly structure, bearish, but we're all the way at this low. Now we'll just continue to bump down time frames until we can see structure a little bit more clearly, and then once we get down to this 4 hour, we can definitely see, last week we were monitoring around this level with the break, and then we were long. At this point now, what I'm looking for as we're retesting, this level, ultimately, these are our structure levels, higher high, higher low. We had a high, very minor level of support here. But basically what I'm going to look for is if we break below If we break below this level right here, this weekly key level of support, then we're going to look for a retest, and we're definitely going to short. We're going to short, and we'll get into lower time frame structure in a second. And this is what my idea, my forecast would look like. Or we'll continue. If we do find support at this level, we start to break as we go down, to these lower time frames. We manage to break back up and break above these levels, then we're gonna long. So at the moment, last night, I actually took a little buy. Unfortunately, wasn't ready, but it is what it is. Now, we're back. This is our main level, our main 1 hour, level of structure right here. So that's ultimately why we're waiting to see if that breaks as well. But we could get some consolidation around this level. At the moment, unless we move back up really through the moving averages right now, I'm not too sold on really any positions on NU, according to how I'm looking at things. So again, just have our two ideas pretty much forecasted here. We'll adjust this one to be over here. Pretty much we're just waiting to see how price reacts in our zone. We're always trying to trade within our entry zones once we have them marked, and price is obviously inside of one right now. Previously, it has moved out of the zone with a lot of volatility, from weeks past as well. So we'll try to take advantage of some sort of opportunity, based on how price moves. Again, forecasting two ideas, not so that we can always be right. It's more that whatever breaks and executes, then we move on. We're not in love, with one side of the market. We're just gonna, based on price action, take our orders. So that is NU. Let's bump over to UCAD. Again, all this analysis, will be posted after this into the chat. We'll update that for you guys. So again, let's start up here, all the way on this weekly time frame. Last week, we were able to take advantage of this. We had this huge wick on this previous week's candle. Then last week, went bearish. But at the moment, let's continue to bump down again until we can see structure a little bit more clearly. As you can see, I have this level down here marked. This is definitely minor support down in the 4 hour. But just doing some daily candlestick analysis yesterday, closed with this daily bullish candle. I wouldn't consider this too much of a morning star just because this has a little bit more volume than the doji. But yeah, a little bit of a gap up too. So definitely bullish, definitely bullish variation at one point. Let's go to the 4 hour now. Basically, this is where it found support. This previous higher high, tested. Now we're moving back up, at this point. On the 4 hour, I consider this to be a break of structure. I consider this, for us to be in our downtrend. Now we're retracing, where we potentially find resistance. My first level, my first entry zone was this red highlighted area. Obviously now, we're seeing how price reacts in there. My next level, that I potentially would look for reversal would be up around this 78.6 level, or higher, like within a supply zone. So right now we're watching the retracement. Right now we're seeing how the market reacts. Overall, I still believe that USD, like Nick said, is weak. I think USD, there's a lot of uncertainty still around what's going on. So we'll see how things play out. At the same time, the U.S. government is doing the best that they can to stabilize things, to create less uncertainty, around the dollar. So basically, what I will be looking for is, one of these situations as we start to pop up now to these levels. And I'm not in love with going long, into these levels, but at the same time, intraday, these are huge swings, 100 pips, 250 pips. We were to bump down all the way to the 30-minute time frame. I'm not necessarily trying to take this at a high, but if we did get some sort of pullback and then we got bullish confirmation, maybe we'll long into those zones. But overall in the 4 hour, I'm looking to continue this 4 hour trend, and this is just our pullback. Healthy trends will pull back. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll see where we can get some resistance. So that is USD CAD, still in the 4 hour with that. GBP USD, this one, let's start up weekly time frame. Overall bearish, lower lows, lower high, lower low. Daily time frame, started to break down this last candle last week, bullish engulfing. Literally 4 bullish candles in a row. Then we have this doji, showing some signs of reversal, showing some signs of slowing up in the market, but we are above the average. We're above the average of price right now, so momentum has shifted. But could we see something similar to up here? We have this rally, and then we inevitably fall back through based on hitting a key level. Not sure if that's going to happen yet. Down to this 4-hour time frame, definitely saw some structure break. Right here, we were monitoring that last week, so definitely on this 4-hour time frame, pretty bullish. Pretty bullish sentiment at the moment. Where we currently are, I have this 4-hour, minor key level marked based on support, a little bit of consolidation, and then resistance, right here. So we're getting some rejection at that level. Again, just some candlestick analysis. We're getting some seller's exhaustion, doji, spinning top, and then now we're getting potentially, this is going to close actually in 15 minutes. So potentially a bullish engulfing at the moment, bump down to the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame. Is anything actually breaking? That's what we have to be worried about. Is anything at the moment, structure wise, actually breaking? I would definitely consider a more significant level, to be this level up here to break. Pretty much, we have this large wick, and then we had another fall through, failing again to like create new lows, really. So at this point, if we get some closure, above this level of that, if this 4-hour candle closes, with no wick, we get like a nice retest, could potentially, see some action on this pair. So I'm going to move this up my list, watch this pair a little bit more closely as we go into today. USD CHF, but again, if we break below this 4-hour level, then we will look to short. So, staying aware of all potential opportunities right now. So let's go up to the weekly on USD CHF. Weekly time frame, we're definitely bearish, on this weekly. We formed some new lows, lower high, lower low, retested this lower high after forming this low. Last week closed bearish engulfing below the moving averages. But these are obviously some big candles, so let's break these down. And at the same time, going into this week, I had this idea that this would pull back because we were at this weekly level of support. So I didn't expect things to just go right through. I expected some sort of retracement. As we break this down into the 4-hour, and we actually last week called this trade just because the confirmations were there. 200-day moving average, doji's supply zone, ultimately had this bearish candle close. So there was a lot of confirmation there. Down to the 4-hour, basically what I'm looking at is on this 4-hour time frame, at least 200-day moving average here, broke some structure up in this level all the way up here. Now we're ultimately, in this retracement. If we were to draw a fib, down on this 4-hour time frame, just for shits, we got 38.2 here with that 200-day. Those are two confirmations right there. And then up, at this level, 78.6, I would definitely consider this to be another zone that I would potentially short at, as things come into that level. But we'll see how price, we'll see how it forms, how some structure forms. If this just goes bullish into this level, then we could potentially see some shorts. If this consolidates here, shows rejection, and then breaks, that could be a totally different scenario for us that we might want to bump up timeframes and look at. So at the moment, price obviously here, 13 minutes left on this 4-hour candle, getting some rejection at this level. This level was really marked based on this 1-hour. On this 1-hour, we had this low and then this pullback and then a new low. This is really my supply zone. Obviously, 1 hour, we're already breaking through that. So we'll see, we'll see how this following candle, the next hour candle closes, on this. I'll monitor, this too well. Nothing that I'm too crazy about at the moment, but overall, this is how I'm seeing it. I was seeing the pullback to this level. Could this level reject now and send us lower? We'll see. Could USD be stronger? If it is, we'll long into that level, which is, another 90 pips or so. So that's USD CHF, and then everyone's favorite USD JPY. Again, two scenarios that were given out: either pull back to this level or break below. Obviously, the break below failed, at this point. But let's start up on the weekly. As always, weekly time frame. Just looking at some structure: lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We were catching this opportunity up here last week. We're out of those trades at the moment. Now we're down on this daily time frame. Daily structure. Right now, what are we looking at? Made a new low, retraced, didn't find any rejection, retraced all the way up to this level, which is why we were still short. And we were looking in this supply zone, got a bunch of dojis, and then we shorted based right here on this break. Obviously, now we're in another confluence area, 200-day moving average. Definitely a previous level of support, whether it's minor or not, on like the 4 hour. And we're pulling back. We had this doji form on the daily yesterday. Now we're getting some more bullish pullbacks. Let's hit this 4 hour. 4 hour is interesting on UJ. 4 hour realistically is bullish. Got higher high, higher low, higher high. Really no levels, significant levels of support was made. And that's why, this level was pretty significant for me. This level is based on support, resistance, 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 support, right here. Obviously, that had just formed this week. We're getting some bullish candles, couple bullish candles in a row. So let's bump down now to the 1 hour. Again, 1 hour has not retraced at all, has just fallen, from our position. But, could we potentially be getting some sort of flag, in this scenario? It's not looking too clean. Here, let's pump it out. Something like this. Could we see something where we fall out of this, retest, and then, we go short potentially, ultimately on this 1 hour, just a very minor level that I'm going to be monitoring is going to be this level up here. I just draw this very small supply zone based on this bullish candle and this doji right here and drag across. At the moment we're double top right here, but we double top in this instance as well. So, we're just going to wait for some breaks. We're going to wait for some breaks on UJ. I'll move this up. I'll probably wait and see. We'll probably get some decisions within the next hour or so on what's going to go on with UJ, and there should be some announcements made and stuff like that. But when you can't see things too clearly, and you need to wait, you need to be patient. So that's important too. Let's go to GJ. GJ, let's start off on the weekly. Last week closed bullish engulfing. We're back at this level, key level of resistance now. Overall, we are still bearish, but let's cycle down time frames. Daily time frame, a bunch of bullish candles in a row. Moving average cross as well, which is significant. 4 hour time frame, definitely some bullish structure on this 4 hour time frame. But very similar to UJ last week, even though we're getting some bullish structure, this level of resistance is major for me. Like, I'm monitoring this level. So basically what I'm looking for, and this still holds, we had some consolidation as the market opened, just consolidating around this level. I'm still looking for one of two scenarios right now. I'm either looking for a break below, ultimately now this level, right here, this level of structure. And if we bump down to the 1 hour, ultimately that's this pullback, these pullbacks. This is 1 hour structure right here. Higher low, right here, mark this off. We've got this level and we've got this level. Definitely two levels that we're monitoring as our higher lows. So we'll see what happens based on these levels right here. Let me take these off. But ultimately, let's go back up to the 4 hour. And on the 4 hour, if we break above our key level and we retest, then I'll look for longs. It has a lot to prove, GJ at this point. And again, JPY is a safe haven. So if USD is going south, then JPY is going to pump with that because people are going to be putting their money into JPY in the market. So that's something to take note of as well, the correlation between the two things. So that's everything that I wanted to go over. You know, all the major pairs. If you want to go over anything with the Bloomberg TV, you know,
Yep.
potentially
Well, I
any
would definitely, yeah, and also, oh, wait, only 8%. If
real
so, those
quick.
of you who are not in the Discord, definitely get in the Discord, especially these next few weeks because they're going to be so fundamentally driven, and we have a whole fundamental section for you guys. We have analyses that we post out,
Yeah, I'm
as
about to
well
go
as
over
just
all that.
general, just as well as the general chat where you guys can connect with all of our traders and stay up to date with what's going on in the market as well as in our community.
Yeah,
So,
I'm about to go over all that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
real quick, because I gotta hop off at 8, and we might cover like a little bit of news. Right now, we're still doing our sale. 2 spots left. You know, originally 500, 299 right now. What's included? Signals, the lifetime membership, you know, full course, and everything. If you guys have questions about that, you know, you can just head over, you know, onto the site right here, and you can just, you know, watch this video to see everything that's included. These live sessions, like Nick said, you know, you can watch this video right here. These live sessions, like Nick said, we're going to be doing, especially during this time. We're going to do them tomorrow and Thursday as well. Fundamentally, you know, things are being driven based on coronavirus and everything. You know, little look into the chat. You know, we got our fundamental analysis every day. We're posting market overviews, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I'll drop the link, you know, for the Discord right now.
And
Boom.
we're Eastern Standard Time. So right now it's 9 a.m. for us. It's 8:54 right now.
Yeah,
So
we're over in New Jersey. You know, here's the Discord link. You guys can come into there. Obviously, again, we apologize for the annotations in the beginning.
yeah,
But
small
yeah,
speed
again,
bump.
we're doing the sale, you know, right now. If you guys want in, you know, just shoot me a message, and we'll get you guys set up. Everything is included. These live sessions, weekly webinars, you know, our members, you know, positive community. That's why, you know, it upsets us people are doing what they're doing because at the end of the day, we got to be focused on where we're going. You know, we can't be fucking up in the moment. You know, we got to be focused on exactly where we're going. You know, we all, you know, have work to do inevitably, whatever level that we're at, you know, so we got to stay focused, but we also got to have fun. And, you know, when someone's doing that, you know, it's obviously not fun.
Yeah,
So
it's an attempt to ruin it for everybody. And yeah, like Angel said, can't let that happen. So yeah,
for
well said.
sure, I apologize. We don't trade USD MXN, you know, that's not our thing. You know, is what it is. But, you know, thanks for obviously, you know, coming on. And yeah, this is gonna be recorded. I'm gonna post this onto YouTube, and you know, I'll see all you guys again, you know, tomorrow, and we'll make it happen. For the members, you know, any trades we see from this, we'll put out into the signals room, you know, as they come through. Broker KOT Forex, and yeah, sign off.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.